Hey, good morning. Phil McPhail here with United Country Lifestyle Properties of Maine. How you guys doing this morning? Have you been looking for a property where you can get away from crowds of people, busy traffic, yet still be close to services so that if you forgot the bread and milk or you need an emergency room trip for an accident, you're not going to be hours away from those services? Well, if you are, stick around. We're going to look at 20 acres of land today. This property has some mature timber on it. It's a very remote location in northeastern Penobscot County. I'm going to show you some survey lines, a really nice hunting blind, prefab building materials for a garage. All of this for less than the price of a used pickup truck. By the way, if you're seriously looking for a property like this, folks, you might want to just pause this video and call me at 1-800-286-6164 right now. There's a good chance this property won't last. It might be under contract by the end of the video. For those of you who are just browsing, come with me. We're gonna go take a really nice walk in the woods today. And what you're seeing behind me is a Dwinell Pond flowage here in the town of Winn. This property we're gonna look at is a couple miles from here. This is public access. We'll talk about this and other features of the area a little bit later in the video. Folks, we've arrived here at the 20 acres on the Mattakeunk Road here in the town of Winn. Before we jump on the land, don't forget, like, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to hit that subscription button down below. And if you're a property owner here in Maine and you're looking to sell your real estate and you would like your property featured on this YouTube channel, give us a call at 800-286-6164. We have agents all over the state of Maine that specialize in all kinds of real estate, from land like this to waterfront properties, homes in town, homes out in the rural areas, farmland, timberland, recreational properties, you name it, we do it. We do a great job of marketing your property, and if you'd like to get on this channel, give us that call. Before we jump on the land now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this location. We're located in the town of Winn. That's W-I-N-N if you were wondering how to spell it. We're in the southeast quadrant of that town on a road that's a private gravel road. There's no association dues here, folks. This is a private road, no HOAs or anything like that. As a matter of fact, you're not going to get postal service here, and your GPS probably won't get you to this property unless I send you a pin location with Latin long. However, if you're looking for a really nice place to get away from it all, this is perfect. We're located about 18 miles to the town of Lincoln, which would be the nearest service town. Right there, you've got a hospital, you got Walmart, you've got big box stores, couple of grocery stores, some decent restaurants, all the conveniences you could have, and that's less than a half hour's drive from here. City of Bangor, Maine, northern Maine's largest city, 67 miles from this location. That's about an hour and 20 minute ride from here. Portland's 196 miles, about 3 hours and a 15-minute drive, and Boston is an even 300 miles right from this property. We're here at a trail entrance on the property here in the 20 acres. We're going to walk in here. My client is a bear hunter, and we're going to see some bear bait sites in here today. I do believe he's seen some really nice specimens on this property. If you're scared of bears, don't be. They're pretty skittish, and they're a very difficult animal to hunt. So we're going to walk in here, and while we're walking in on this trail, we're going to tell you a little bit about the area that we're at and Winn. Besides being out in the middle of the woods, what else can you do around here? Well, 2 miles away, and where we started the video, is the Dwinell Pond public reserve lot, or public lands. It's a kind of a wildlife preserve there. Thousands of acres of land. It's open to the public for hunting, fishing, boating. Beautiful, beautiful area. And right next to the entrance to that is the Dwinell Pond Four Seasons ATV and Snowmobile Club. And if you like to ride, you should join that club if you're up here. Want to, pitch in, help maintain some trails. 9 miles from here, we've got the public boat landing on the Penobscot River in Winn. And if you're not familiar with the Penobscot River, it's Maine's second longest river. Beautiful fishing there for smallmouth bass. There's ridiculous numbers of bass in that river. Good boating for both power boats and paddles. 9.5 miles away, we've got the Mattawamkeag Wilderness Park, and that's kind of features the Mattawamkeag River. That's a beautiful river, one of the cleanest in northern Maine. Free flowing, good trout fishing, salmon fishing. If you got some friends coming up, they can camp out at the Wilderness Park. That's a really pretty area, and that's just about a 20-minute ride from this location. About 9 miles in the other direction, we've got Mount Jefferson ski area, and it's a small hill there, but it's pretty good skiing, pretty affordable for the family. There's fat tire and mountain bike rentals available there in the summertime. So if you want to go do a little explore and don't bring your bike with you, call ahead and reserve a bike there. We're down here at the bait site for the black bear hunting that they're doing, and this is a roughly 8x6 enclosed blind, access door in the back. This is going to remain with the property, so if you like to hunt, great. If you don't, well, you can use it as a little place to hang out in the middle of the woods. We're towards the center of the property here where this is located, and the bait site's right behind us, and it's been hit pretty steady this week. So from here, we're going to go for a walk through the woods. I'm going to show you some of the forest here. It's absolutely beautiful. There's some older growth timber in here. Hasn't been harvested, I'm guessing, in probably 40 years, maybe longer. Over here in the center of the land now, and this is an eastern white pine. We've got some beautiful pine scattered throughout this property. There's also a lot of sugar maple in here, some very large poplar trees, and some pretty nice white cedar growing in the lower sections of the ground. And the soil here is a pretty good mix of thorndyke and pasted soil, and a little bit of howland mixed in there. They are rocky, but they're very productive for forestry growth. And if you clear the trees and some of the rocks, you can actually plant this stuff. So the soils here are pretty good overall. NRCS says about 60% of them are that type. Elevations we'll talk about. We're going to go for a walk through the woods, show you a little bit more of some of the timber, and we'll talk about the property some more. Well, as we're walking through the woods here, folks, I'm going to talk to you about the elevations. We're on a plateau right here that's coming down and dropping into a more level spot that gets into some white cedar, and you can see some birches, some hemlock. We got some white cedar in here. The elevations run from about 380 feet above sea level down to 290s, and this property slopes from the road towards the western side of the land. So it's kind of a gradual slope. It's not real steep. This ridge line right here is the perfect spot. You know, the blind is set up on the bottom of this slope as well, a little bit further to the north of our location. But there's a nice transition of heavier timber into some more dense growth down below. And if you're a hunter, besides black bear, we've got a lot of white-tailed deer in this area. We've got rough grouse, wild turkey, woodcock, a little bit of everything, rabbits in here. So great hunting. And if you are a hunter, you might want to check out our affiliate UC Hunting Properties, which we're a member of. My brother and I just did a recent podcast with them. You can check that out here on the link above. It's a site that's dedicated to hunting properties and hunting lands across the country. Some cool information there. We'll talk a little bit about Maine, and that site also does a lot with all the states in the Northeast and across to Montana, you name it. So if you're interested in hunting, check that out. If you're not, well, don't bother. We're moving towards the boundary line. We're going to show you some of that in a minute. I just want to show you some of the sugar maples that are in here. We've got a stand of them right in this area. They're about a foot in diameter, which is pretty good. A couple more behind me, and another big pine tree. Like I said, if you're looking for a property and you've been watching and you don't like timber harvesting, well, this property has not been harvested, and by the way, it is not in the tree growth tax program. It could be put in if you want to. If you want more information on that, you can reach out to me anytime. One of the advantages of this property here in Winn, this 20.1 acres has been surveyed, and the survey is actually recorded in the Penobscot County Registry of Deeds. So it's a permanent fixture there. And we were able to find some old survey posts. This one here says Haynes on it. Haynes was a former owner of this property. What am I doing? I'm not surveying here, folks. I'm just marking that evidence that we find so it's easier for you to see when you get out here in the woods. But there's also the surveyor's rebar stake set next to this old wooden post. The old wooden post looks to be probably 50 years old or older. But we'll put a little ribbon here, stand it up so you can see it if you're out here walking around looking. You will need an appointment on this property. This property is posted. The owner, because he does bear hunt in here, the boundary lines are marked with no trespassing signs all the way around it. So if that's something you're interested in, you don't have to worry about it. It's already been done. We're going to follow this line back out, get out to the road. We're going to go look at the north corner. I'll show you that, and then we'll wrap up the video and give you all the terms. This property doesn't have any well or septic on it, folks, but we do have an outhouse. So if you are out here camping, you want to get started, at least this is here to get you started. Again, the soils are all pretty darn good in here, and I don't see any reason why we can't get a soil test septic design anywhere along the road. Be real easy. Folks, we're at the corner post that the owner showed me, and there's a blue painted line here. He's got it flagged up, and there's still the blue paint and blazes on the trees from the previous ownership. This would be our northeast corner. And then we're going to step right out here on the road. And here's our private road again. So the property starts, this is the end of it here on the road. It's all this way. And we have about 870 feet roughly of frontage along this road. And most of the frontage is pretty good, so you can build almost anywhere along here, wherever you decide. If you want to put your cabin in here, maybe you just want to park your camper. There are no restrictions on this property. Do what you want with it for the most part. Just try not to bother your neighbors and everybody will be happy. I also wanted to show you this prefabbed garage that's in here. It's been here for a while. It's a little weathered, but it looks completely solid. The walls are here, roof sections are here. This is a one-car garage shed style building. If you want it, the owner will leave it here for you. If you don't want it, he'll take it with him. It's your choice. Thanks for going on the tour with me on this 20.1 acres here in the town of Winn. Let's wrap up the video. Again, thank you for coming along for the hike. The price on this property is $34,500. The taxes are right up here. We've got 20.1 surveyed acres, survey plans recorded. We've got a prefab garage building. We got a shooting shack or a hunting blind, whatever you want to call it. We have the outhouse. We've got some beautiful mature trees in here, all in a private location, yet it's only 20 minutes to the nearest services. So if you want to come see it, give me a call, 800-286-6164. Thanks for coming along. Hey folks, are you still watching this video? Well, if you are, I've got a treat for you today. I'm going to tell you a tree joke that I heard many years ago from a forester friend of mine. And I'm walking by this large beech tree and it reminded me of it. So there was a big tall beech like this one and a birch sitting next to it over here. And they've been talking to each other for years as they've grown big and tall. And one day they look down and the beech looks down and says, "Hey birch, is that little sapling down there, is that a son of a beech or a son of a birch?" Well, they kind of argued about what it was, and that went on for several months. Back and forth, they would argue, "Oh, it's a son of a beech. No, it's a son of a birch." And about 4 or 5 months later, a woodpecker comes flying through the forest and lands right near the beech and the birch tree. And the beech tree says, "Hey, woodpecker, you're a tree expert. Can you settle an argument we've been having now for months?" And the woodpecker says, "Yeah, well, what can I do for you guys?" And the beech tree says, "Well, down there, you can see that little sapling down there. We want to know, is it a son of a beech or a son of a birch? Could you go check it out for us?" He says, "Well, I will, but I need permission from the sapling before I take a bite out of him." And so the woodpecker says, "Hey, little sapling, would you mind if I sampled you?" And sapling says, "You know what? I'm so sick of hearing these two argue about what I am. I'd like to know myself. Am I a son of a beech or a son of a birch?" So woodpecker lands on the sapling, takes a little bite out of it. He's chewing a little bit, and he looks up and he says, "Well, guys, it's not a son of a beech." And the birch says, "I told you it was a son of a birch." He says, "No, it's not the son of a birch either. This little sapling is the best piece of ash I've ever put my pecker in." There you go, folks. Stupid dad joke. Have a great day.